The aim of this lecture is to define the next production revolution, NPR, and the strategic framework in which it can be developed, its megatrends and the key policy implications. After this lecture, you will be able to identify emerging technology clusters of the NPR by using classifications from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development and the United Nations with respect to biotech, neurotech, nanotech, digital tech, green tech. The next production revolution has been officially introduced to the international audience by the 2017 G7 Italian presidency together with the OECD. It entails a confluence of technologies ranging from a variety of digital technologies to new materials and to new processes. These technologies will be available in the near future and affect the global value chains, also known as GVCs. International production, trade, and investments are increasingly organized within so-called global value chains, where the different stages of the production process are located across different countries. Since these technologies characterizing the NPR have an impact on the production and the distribution of goods and services, they will have far-reaching consequences for productivity, skills, income distribution, well-being and the environment. With the NPR advent, there are 6 technological megatrends: powerful data analytics and large datasets, robots, and increased connectedness, synthetic biology, 3D printing, nanotechnologies. Let's see each of them. The first trend is powerful data analytics and large datasets, which increasingly permit machine functionalities that rival human performance and tasks, such as pattern recognition, where humans were long thought to possess a permanent advantage over machines. The second trend is robots, which are set to become more intelligent, autonomous and agile. The third one is increased connectedness of parts, components, and machine to the internet. Fourth, synthetic biology, which among other applications could allow petroleum-based products to be manufactured from sugar-based microbes, and which could bring to life sciences closer to engineering. The fifth trend is 3D printing, which already permits printing of complex objects, such as an electric battery, that embody multiple structures made from different materials. The last, but not least trend is nanotechnology, through which new properties are being imparted to the materials, making them stronger, lighter, more electrically conductive, more sieve-like, and so on. In addition to the previous 6 megatrends, the advent of NPR can be summarized in 6 key messages. Firstly, these technologies can contribute to productivity more than they currently do. Often, they are predominantly used in larger firms, and even there, many potential applications are underused. Unexploited opportunities exist through manufacturing. An example is the cluster of technologies that make up the NPR, digital, material and process, which are combinatorial and as such interact in ways they are hard to assess. Secondly, while new technologies will create jobs through many direct and indirect channels, and productivity-raising technologies will benefit firms and the economy overall, the associated adjustment could be significant. Hardship could affect many firms if rapid labor displacement were to occur in a major sector or in many sectors simultaneously. As a consequence, policymakers need to monitor and actively manage the labor market adjustments. The third message is that, compared to earlier industrial revolutions induced by steam and electrification, the spread of inventions that can transform production will transpire over a shorter period of time. But it could take considerable time for new technologies, once invented, to diffuse through the economy, and for their productivity effects to be fully realized. Moreover, the duration of this period is uncertain. Fourth message: the diffusion of technologies must include not only the hardware, but also the complementary investments and know-how needed to fully exploit the technologies, ranging from skills to new forms of business organization, especially for small and medium enterprises, known as SMEs. Here, the efficient deployment and reallocation of human and financial resources will be essential, as well as the creation of an environment which fosters business dynamism, thus aligning framework policies that promote prudent market competition, reducing rigidities in labor. Finally, new firms will introduce many of the new production technologies. The fifth message regards the necessity of effective institutions dedicated to technology diffusion. By promoting long-term thinking among government, business and citizens, they should act to increase the public understanding and acceptance of new production technologies. They should also act to provide better anticipating trends through technology foresight, in order to be able to assist the policy and the allocation of research funds. The sixth message regards sound science and R&D policies, which are essential. For instance, synthetic biology, new materials, and nanotechnology have all arisen because of advances in scientific knowledge and instrumentation, while basic knowledge of artificial intelligence has been elaborated over decades in academic research before surfacing recently in a business context. Among other things, policy must support basic science, interdisciplinary research, research interaction with industry, and the efficient commercialization of research. As far as Italy is concerned, the G7 Italian presidency recognizes the opportunities and the challenges linked to the NPR and commits to spreading its benefits to all, calling for larger efforts among G7 so as to coordinate and strengthen their actions to make innovation a catalyst for prosperity, sustainable development, and inclusive growth. A G7 people-centered action plan on innovation, skills and labor has been adopted by leaders as a comprehensive policy framework to pursue a successful, orderly and fair transition towards the NPR, based upon three policy pillars: innovation in production, knowledge-based capital and quality-enabling infrastructures, and future of work. Leaders task competent ministers to further develop policies in accordance with these main policy pillars in their respective domains, and recognize the NPR potential powerful effects to enhance African countries' leapfrogging. In conclusion, to unlock Africa's potential, as stated in the Chair's summary of the Outreach session on Africa held during the G7 summit, there is a need to strengthen the partnership with African countries in order to empower the private sector, also by strengthening traditional SMEs, promote innovative entrepreneurial systems while reinforcing the diversification of production, reinforce the development of innovative startups and their collaboration with traditional business, starting from the sectors of renewables, agriculture, agri-food and services. Introduce and spread NPR-enabling infrastructure, such as smart grids and resilient and smart logistic infrastructures. Strengthen quality employment through vocational and professional training and the development of new skills, especially for youth. Empower women and girls and actively promote their inclusion in the labor market.